So this is a Sterling Elite Searcher. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you have your two gas bottle tie downs where you can carry a maximum of two 6 kilo gas bottles. Then in the front locker also you have your gas regulator up on the bulkhead, and it is a left hand thread, so it's opposite direction to what you'd normally turn a thread to release the gas fittings. Coming down the side of the Caravan, we've got our wind down legs on either side to stabilise the Caravan. You'd never lift the van with these, they are just there for stabilising and not lifting. Above that you have your heating and hot water flue, very much the same as what you've got on the side of a building. No difference at all there. Don't ever cover it up, you need to make sure it's left open at all times. Next up you have your water connections. The bottom one here goes straight to the taps on board the Caravan via the hot water tank. So you connect the pump to the bottom connection here prior to filling the system up if you want to run direct to taps. However, if you want to fill the onboard water tank on board the Caravan, you'll need to pull this pump out and connect it to the top just here, which will allow you to have water running to the onboard water storage tank. We put a battery in the van just to demonstrate that everything is operating. That will be removed prior to the Caravan being taken away. And we've got positive and negative terminals on top. They're both quick release terminals, so you literally pull up the caps and release them off the top of the battery. You then got your mains power lead coming to the side of the Caravan from the site you're on. The wheel nuts will be torqued before the Caravan leaves site to the correct manufacturer's setting, so you can see they've been tightened correctly, and then we'll also demonstrate the motor mover so you can see how that works. Down the back of the van you've got your two grey waste pipes, so the fresh water that goes in the front of the van will essentially come out the side down here. Two bits of grey pipe will go into these larger diameter holes here, and they'll drop down inside a waste master or straight into a drained area. Back of the van you've got your toilet flush tank, so you've got a 3.5 litre flush tank. You'd open it up with the key, put 3.5 litres of water in and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom here you have your toilet waste cassette. To release it you pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The neck turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. You've got a measure on this grey cap for your pink and your blue fluid. On the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away the waste doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Before you use the cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water in there and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the rear of the van, on either side, again you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the Caravan, and they are just there for stabilising, not lifting. Side of the van, on this side, you've got your underbed storage. So essentially you can access the storage underneath the bed at the rear of the van. Your two fridge vents on the side of the Caravan, they're essentially there to allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And also behind one of those there'll be a gas flue for the gas systems. Going further forward, you've got a 3-pin socket, so you can have power out to the awning, should you wish to, or outside of the van. That will only work when you've got a 240 main supply coming into the Caravan. You've then got your under-seat storage at the front of the Caravan, where you'll find your alarm system in the front of the van also. Front left-hand side of the van, you've got your barbecue gas point. You wanted a particular fittings fit in here, so you push it into place and turn it 90 degrees to turn the gas supply on. You've then got your wind down leg on this corner of the van also to stabilise the van itself. Go inside the Caravan now. Very simple to use Caravan. Above the door you've got your master control panel, so you've got power on just here. You've got an indicator here to let you know you've got power coming from the power post to the Caravan itself. And then if you have an orange light on the car, it means you've got power coming from the car to the Caravan. Left hand side of the screen here, you press the leisure battery button in the middle here and it will bring up the voltage for the 12 volt system on board the Caravan. If you connect it to the car, you can also bring up the voltage on the power coming from the cart to the Caravan you're towing with. You've got a view levels button here also, so you can see the amount of power again that is available on the Caravan, whether it be the leisure battery or the supply from the car. The first thing you're going to need to do is when you come inside the Caravan is to fill the water system up. Now you will notice when you initially fill the water system the control panel above the door will start bleeping if you're not filling the onboard water tank. That is essentially that bleeper to let you know that there's no water left on the onboard storage tank. We're going to show you both ways of filling it, and it's very simple to do. To initially fill the water system, you need to open up every tap on board the Caravan. So you'll open up the tap in the kitchen, the tap in the bathroom and the tap on the shower. Once you've got all those taps open, you'll come underneath the front right-hand seat of the Caravan. And in here, you will find there is 2 yellow drain down valves. The 2 yellow drain down valves are simply for draining the water system down and enabling you to fill the water system. So when they're both parallel with the floor, as they are now, that means you'll be able to fill the system up. To drain it down, you'll need to lift both of those upright, so it's pointing towards the bottom of the seat, so the water system will drain down completely. And we advise you do this after every use of the Caravan and before you travel. This white valve that you see here on the left-hand side of the screen is your water direction valve, essentially. So at the moment, it's pointing to the right-hand side, which will allow the the water that's coming into the Caravan to go straight to the hot water tank in this corner. If I change this valve over so it's pointing downwards, it will actually, when I turn the water pump on it, and the water pump is connected to the top connection on the outside, it will actually allow me to fill the onboard water tank, which is this big storage tank underneath here. So to fill the onboard tank, like I said, you have the valve down in this position. And to fill the hot water tank, you have this valve to the right-hand side just here. Once that valve is in that position, you can then press the water pump button. And then you'll notice the water system will start filling up. And that's the bleeping noise I was talking about. That is essentially letting me know there's no water at the moment on the onboard water storage tank. So once you've got water flowing out of every tap continuously on board the Caravan, you can then shut down each tap, and the water system will be filled. At that point, you can start thinking about warming the water on board the Caravan, ready for using the water system. So this control panel here is the Aldi control panel. Now at the moment, as you can see, it's on basically a home screen essentially. Press the store and reset button, and it will give you the option here in the top left hand corner to turn the heating and hot water on and off. So essentially, if it's turned off here, you will have no power going to the hot heating and hot water. You need to press the on button so it flashes on, and then that essentially allows the heating system to start working and the water system to start working on board the Caravan. I'm going to come across to the right now to the thermometer symbol just here, which is your internal room temperature for the Caravan. You control the room temperature by going minus or plus. The higher you go, the hotter the Caravan will be. So it goes all the way up to 30 degrees, and it will warm up to a proper 30 degrees rather than the blown air sort of temperatures. So I'm going to turn that down for now. Come across to the right again, you've got your option to run the hot water system. So at the moment the hot water's turned off, and hence why it's saying off here. But with the tap symbol flashing, that means you're ready to set the heating and hot water on. So if you press on, it will allow the hot water to start warming up on board the Caravan. Come across to the right again, you've got the option to run gas. So you need to make sure the gas is turned on in the front locker. Then you very simply hit the on button, and it will allow the gas system to ignite. If we come across to the right again, you've then got the option of the amount of power you have coming into the Caravan from the site you are on. You've got 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts, 1 or 2 kilowatts as an option on this particular Caravan, and you would need to select the relevant one for the heating and hot water system to run at its most efficient setting. The next thing we go to is the fridge system. Very simple to use. You've got a power button here. Turn the fridge on. The screen will load up. As you can see at the moment, we're connected to mains power. If you're on mains power or gas, you can actually control the temperature of the fridge on the right hand side here. If we press the button again, if we press the button on the left hand side, it will actually change the power source. So we can actually use the fridge as a cool box as we're travelling down the road, which means the beer and wine will be nice and cold when you get back on site. So you'd have to be connected to the vehicle you're towing with first before you could select this as a power source, you'd have to press the power button once you get into the car, and it will allow the fridge to kick in as a cool box. If you want to ignite the fridge on gas, you'll very simply hit the gas option, hit the button on the left hand side and select the flame symbol, and that will, like I said, will allow the fridge to ignite on the gas. You control the temperature of the fridge on gas with the button on the right hand side. The microwave works like a household device, no different at all. Select your time on the front and hit the start button, and away it goes. The hob itself will the electric hob that you have on top here, the one electric ring, will only work when you're on 240 mains. The rest of the hob will work on gas, and you have your igniter on the front. The same with your oven and grill below, they will work on gas only. Going into the bathroom now. The toilet system, very simple to use. You've got an electric flush on the toilet. The toilet seat turns for your convenience, so you can turn the toilet seat to the position you want it to be in. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the Caravan, it needs to be in the straight position as it is now. Below the toilet, you have your waste handle. So that allows the waste into the cassette underneath the Caravan. Again, you would need to make sure that waste flap is completely shut before you allow the waste, before you try and remove the cassette, because it will lock the cassette in place. In the cupboard, on the front right hand side of the Caravan, you have your main control panel to the van. So in the top here, you have your 240 trip switches. If you press the test button here and this trip switch down, oh, this switch didn't trip down, it would mean you have no power coming into the Caravan. Down the left hand side here, you have reverse polarity for when you're in foreign countries, charger, which we advise you leave on, space heater and water heater. You will need both of these on to allow the heating and hot water system to work. Below that you have the radio, which I'm just going to turn on so you can see it all operates as it should. Just find a channel. That's the radio. Below you have your system shutdown, so you can actually shut down the whole power inside the Caravan by simply pressing this button, which will then turn off the power in the rest of the van. Below that you have your 12-volt fuses, and for these, in the manual there will be a diagram of what each is for, and there is also a sticker on here that also informs you of what each fuse is for, and also the 240 trip switches at the top. So this is a Sterling Elite Searcher. If you have any further questions on the Caravan, please don't hesitate to call us here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your Caravan. Thank you for now. Bye-bye.